topics and opinions expressed on the following show are solely those of the host and their guests, and not those of W4CS Radio, its employees, or affiliates. W4CS makes no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening to the Cancer Support Network on W4CS.com.
Welcome everyone. It's Friday. Happy Friday. Although I say we should be grateful for every day that we have. And so I hope that you have had a good week. Like we talked about last week, it has been a difficult time because we are around that 1 year mark for our COVID incubation period. But hopefully you all are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel and also taking away some messages for yourself. So today I have the honor of having Dr. N.K. Sharma from the Reiki Healing Foundation, located and headquartered in New Delhi, India. And I'm so excited to have him on our show today because he actually is the first naturopath doctor in India that has been able to treat over 14,000 cancer patients in his former career when he ran a cancer hospital institute with his wife, Dr. Savitha Sharma. They have started the Reiki Healing Foundation as a way to look at energy sciences and holistic sciences in a whole new light. They actually came into my lives about 2.5 years ago when I was looking at different modalities and routes for looking at cancer treatment. And now I am so excited to be part of their mission and their work with spreading energy healing and energy work in the universe, especially here in the United States, where we're seeing the movement of energy sciences really picking up. And so I'm so excited to have him be a part of opening up your worlds to this great light. So today we're going to be talking about, the topic is called The Power from Within. So with no further ado, I welcome his presence.
Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for inviting me here.
So happy to have you, Dr. Sharma. Dr. Sharma, can you start by just telling us a little bit about your journey in starting when you first started with working with cancer patients and how it was to run the hospital, that first career path that you had kind of gone through?
Arti, when I became a naturopath, a doctor in nature cure, I came to know the power of self-healing power, the within which we have. So I wanted to prove the supremacy of this self-healing power by working on some dreadful diseases. So I took cancer as my challenging cases, because what I believe, if I can prove that all the natural elements and self-healing powers are really, truly, they are powerful, then I must prove to some dreadful diseases so that people will be starting to believe in this science also. Though everyone must believe in natural elements and natural healing power, but unfortunately, the mankind believe more on outer medication rather than the inner medications. So I started working on cancer, and since it was a very challenging task to treat cancer naturally, so I had to study a lot, and I had to take a lot of what's called challenges also, and I succeeded in cancer cases, because one has to succeed, because the moment one surrendered to a natural lifestyle and natural diet and natural positive mind, one will get some or other way, some relief or some cure, So there was only one thing in what it was in my mind, that in a healthy body, cancer cell cannot survive. So do not fight with the cancer. Let us make the people healthy. So health will create immunity, and immunity will kill cancer, because I always treated body as a whole disease, not as a localized disease. Therefore, when I started treating the whole blood chemistry, the whole body, then actually I got wonderful results, and I cured a lot of cases in my since last my 40 years of my practice, and I presented before all my parliament and MPs, all ministers, and a lot of TV shows and radios and newspapers and media. And because of that, I have been very popular in this field also, because ultimately I succeeded.
Absolutely. So tell me, what made you then change gears in terms of going from working at the hospital to deciding to start your foundation? How did that happen for you?
Yeah, actually, I was not at all knowing that something like subtle exists. Means it might be existing, but I never believed in all those kinds of things like past life and energy science and means all different kinds of this aura and chakra. I was totally unknown about this. I was just knowing that I had to take care of my food, my exercise, my mind, my environment, and 5 elements of my life, which by which I am being maintained. So Reiki, when I came to know that by a touch one can transfer a healing energy, I immediately actually scoffed at him, and I really very sarcastically I told him that, are we such a great person that by mere touch we can heal some person? You are just fooling me. So I never believed that by touching one can heal and he can transfer healing energy. So but one day, one of my medical friend who was in a very big hospital in India, so he just came down to Delhi and he conducted a Reiki workshop, and I was the organizer for him because he was my friend. So I actually took him as a foolish man. I thought that he has gone mad. What he is doing with such a kind of Reiki he is practicing. So I did not sit in his workshop also. I told my Dr. Savita to please go and sit. I can't tolerate all these kinds of things. So because I was very rationalist and very scientific, I had a very scientific mindset. So after learning Reiki, in my hospital, one day a lady came to me who had such a big boil, and she told that she is unable to do exercise. So then I suggested that since you have such a big boil, you better go for some fasting and have a juices and rest for 1 week, and then you come for exercise, because it will take 8 days to 10 days to reduce back to normal condition. So, but what Dr. Savita did, she said that just wait, and she started giving Reiki to her. And after 15 minutes, I saw that such a big lump started reducing to such a smaller size, and all the inflammation was subsided, and the pain was gone, and it has become so smaller. And then she said that, sir, I want to exercise now because I'm feeling perfectly fit now. So that was a very shocking period for me, because how it can happen? What was that actually? How it got healed? So I thought something is there. So I must go into it. So then I started working, researching on all these energy sciences. Then I learned Reiki myself, and then I worked on it for 2-3 years. And then I then I realized, oh my God, we are not just ordinary human being born with 5 senses. We are born with so many super psychic powers and senses, inner powers, which we really remain unaware till a whole life, actually. So then I came into Reiki, and then I thought that just by teaching Reiki will not be enough, because however, oxygen may be good, or yoga may be good, or meditation may be good. But if you don't understand the root cause of your all diseases, which is in your mind, which is in your lifestyle, then the disease may appear again. So therefore, I designed my workshop in such a way that everything should be very scientific, because I was deadly against all the blind belief. And so I want to present it very scientifically. So because what I believe, if it is a scientific, then definitely everyone will feel and they will realize this. So they don't have to believe me, because it is their feelings and experiences. So therefore, I developed so many different kinds of instruments through which I can prove the subtle energies, how it can be judged or measured like this, and it can be photographed even also, like aura photography also. And then I added a lot of things into it. So and then I wanted that people should know natural lifestyle also, so that at least they should not become sick again. And moreover, since they are connecting to the higher divine energy force, so they must know that everything is energy in this universe, and they can connect with every living and non-living. So I call this as a Param Yoga, Maha Yoga. Maha Yoga means you are connected with everything in this universe. So when I realized that everything is vibrating, everything is frequency, and man has power to connect with every living and non-living around him. So it was a great achievement for me, because I could make the people universal by connecting themselves to everything around them, actually, So after that, our workshop, actually, when I designed it, it became so popular in India that then since then we are just flying, and we are growing day by day, and we are just the sky has become what's called infinite for us, actually. So this is how we are growing day by day in Reiki. And as I told you, that when I came into this energy science, I realized that man is not just an ordinary thing. He has got so many different kinds of psychic powers. He has got power of telepathic communication, means his thought can be transferred anywhere in the universe, because within a fraction of a second, our thought travel faster than the light speed. So he can communicate with every human being, every living and non-living, through distance even. So in the distance, when he enter into someone energy field, he can transfer his positive vibrations, and he can project whatever he want to create there. So he can perform healing. He can change the vibration in his mind by making him positive. So telepathically also, the man has got such a big power that every situation, every person, every place, he can communicate through mind, and he can create the positive energy around him. So this is what I realized. Then I came to know that, oh my God, man has got such a powerful intuitive powers. Means in a certain trance state, he can transcend to any universal library and wisdom, and he can draw whatever knowledge from the universe. He can tape any kind of knowledge from the universe, which all musicians and scientists and artists who have been using this power since many centuries. So intuition is such a great power that a kind of it's a universal wisdom which every person must learn to connect with this wisdom, actually. So then I enter into intuition, and then I got that there are 3-4 techniques are there in which intuitions are being used, like dowsing, in which people use their all intuitive powers, through which they can feel the compatible vibration which is around them, which is suitable, unsuitable for them, job, career, or business, or whatever, because their vibration automatically guides them that what suits to them. Even then we conduct another course called crystal ball gazing, in which one can have an inner vision, in which they can see everything in the form of visions, basically. This is also one of the power which I came to know, that man is born with a third eye power, which nowadays people call a pineal gland. Pineal gland is such a wonderful sixth sense. I tell you that normal eye is nothing, actually. I'm telling you, the inner eye is everything, because inner eye can take you to eternal bliss and Paramananda, which we say the ultimate happiness you can get from your. You can have an ultimate mixing with the universe. Then you can have all the visions and flashes if you learn to activate this power. So this all are natural gifted power. One can just by simple some meditational techniques, one can activate all these power, which I came to know. Earlier, I thought that one has to go to Himalaya and ashrams and he has to follow some babas and gurus, and after that only I will be blessed by these powers. I realized like that. But when I entered into this science, then I came to know, oh my God, God has just created another God within human being. This is what I realized. And man has everything within. He don't have to he don't have to pray to the God to give something, because he's already blessed everything. He has to just close your eyes, and he has to go inside, and he has to realize all these weapons and tools, so that by using all these tools, weapons and powers, he can create whatever he wants in his life. So what I felt, that we are second to God basically, because if he's a creator, we are the co-creator, and we are second to God because everything we have. So nothing to demand from the God. So then I realized that there is a greatest power of subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is such a great power that it can change your habits, your personalities, and it can do impossibles for you even, because whatever we believe we can create in this universe. So I realized the power of subconscious mind, and then I realized the power of aura even. Aura. That aura is just such a great force that once you learn the technique of creating a strong aura, you can prevent yourself from all the negative forces around you. And you can prevent from accidents, you can prevent from so many influences of planetary or any environmental radiation, so many things. So I learned that our electromagnetic field is such a powerful, God has given a protection shield, that one must learn to develop this aura. And since I have a aura camera also, so I can prove also that just by practicing Reiki or some positive meditation, one can increase his aura tremendously. So then I came to know about the chakra also, that the chakra really exist. So one can feel, one can sense, and one can see in my camera also, in my aura camera also, and one can feel through so many instruments also. So these energy centers are such a wonderful, because when we sleep in the night, all the energy we get from the universe is from our chakras only, and from the aura only. Because when we sleep, then without our any connection to any electrical sockets, how do we get charged? So nobody knows that. But actually, these are the chakra and aura, which is the responsible for our regular sleeping energy, which we get actually. And then I realized that there are so many different kinds of what's called self-healing power within the body. And our thoughts are such a powerful thing that it can change the genes even. Because I think this is not a new thing now, because in the quantum physics, even you might be hearing so many doctors like Dr. Bruce Lipton, who has written a wonderful book, Biology of Belief, in which he says your thought can change everything in your body. So I came to know that subtle is everything and physical is secondary. So if you focus more on the subtle world, then you can change on the physical world also. So I started working on subtle world. Then I came to know that by certain deep relaxing method, our soul can transcend and it can travel to any time period. So I realized that, oh my God, in a deep relaxing state, we can go to our past life, we can jump into our future life. So all these are very, very possible, because once we are out of our body, we are just like satellite. So we can see everyone's life, not only my own life. I can see even Aarti's life, even other person's life, even our Prime Minister's life, or Mr. Shah Rukh Khan's life, anybody's life. So we are just like satellites. So then I started working on past life also. So on all these different kinds of powers, I started working. And I developed a lot of different courses in which every particular power can be very well developed by certain exercises, and every person can master his own life by using these powers. This is what actually I realized in my after joining Reiki, basically. So a new horizon opened before me.
Mm-hmm. That's wonderful. One of the things that I really respect about the Reiki Healing Foundation is you do make it accessible for everyone. For instance, a lot of folks here in the United States only think that energy medicine or crystal ball gazing or is only for a certain type of person. So can you talk about how important it is for you to make these courses and workshops available for the masses? Why is that important to you, and how do you do that?
Actually, what I did that in the beginning, I thought that nothing should be given freely because people don't appreciate that. But since Reiki was such a subject energy, it was an invisible science, and without experience, people will never believe this. So therefore, after practicing for 15, 20 years, I realized that I could create very few thousands students in my whole 15, 20, 15 years of my practice. Then I decided that my life is just moving, and time is passing. So, and I want to reach to millions of people. So how it be possible? So then I decided that at least the basic Reiki, I can make them people to feel this vibrational energy in their hand, and they can at least start healing self and others, and even plants and animals. So when they will realize that God has given such a great power, then they may be able to enter into this invisible energy science, which is unknown to the human mankind actually since so many centuries. Because people is still thinking that how it can be possible that by touch I can heal someone or I can help someone. Nobody still believes. No, if you talk like this, that by touch I can take away your pain, or I can heal your chronic disease. He really take it as a joke actually. So therefore I started giving Reiki on a mass level in India and all over the world, wherever I travel now. So I give Reiki free to everyone, and I always say it is not free. It is a donation based program. Why did I made in donation based? Those who everybody has got a different financial status. So therefore, according to their pockets, they can donate to our trust. So therefore, I made this a donation based program instead of charging with some fixed fees. So it becomes now very easy, and then I started reaching to a very larger mass actually. So earlier when I used to charge for Reiki first level, then I had hardly 50, 60, 70 students only in one of my workshop group. But when I started training the people, then it has grown from 300 to now 1,500 every fortnight. I'm telling you, every fortnight. So now my reach has become very what's called huge, and I think within this 10 years of span we have crossed more than 5,000 नहीं, 5 lakhs को कितना बोलते 5 lakhs means
5 million.
Yeah, 5 million. Yes. So I have reached so much students in within 10 years. So now my reach has it become a very larger. And recently we have launched another project by name Reiki Ambassadors. So we are making Reiki Ambassadors all over the world, those who have done second degree Reiki. So by that, they can also promote Reiki, since our Reiki Healing Foundation is just not a Reiki. It's a basically healing mission. It's a mission. Because our mission is that you must realize your all potentials. Then you must become free from all your superstitions, blind belief, and ignorance. You must believe that you are not ordinary, you are extraordinary on this earth. You must believe that your body has a tremendous self-healing power, and your self-healing power always want to keep you healthy in every situation. And you must believe that God has created some good food for you, and that food is, when you consume those your natural and normal food, you will never become sick in your life, as other creatures are living healthily and without any degeneration and deformities. Then by you must avoid all the animal products and animal, what's called animal food, because of that animal agriculture, a lot of environmental hazards are taking place. So this climate and environmental all hazards are due to this animal agriculture also. So by stopping all animal proteins and animal food, we can prevent our environment and our climate also because of this, and we can save our earth. So all these things we are taking as a mission. And then what I realized, that every person must become rich in their life, because they have such a greatest subconscious mind power. So whatever they dream, whatever they desire, they can reach, they can grow to any height in their life, because except them there is no hurdle in this universe. So if you ask yourself, who is creating hurdles in my life, you will feel that nobody in the universe except yourself. So every person has got power to become rich, and then every person has a potential of becoming a Buddha. Buddha means an enlightened one. Because once you are in this universe, you must realize that why you are here, what you will be doing here, and what is the purpose of your life. And if you are living blindly on this earth, then you are just losing your time. So every person must enlighten and live with a greater awareness, so that he can enjoy every moment of his life like a celebration. So this is what actually all this kind of mission I wanted to spread with the people. So now my Reiki Healing Foundation has become a mission for everyone. So my Reiki Ambassadors, which we have started now. So we want to create around 5 lakhs of Reiki Ambassador all over the world, and within few years we have target of teaching around 10 crores को क्या बोलेंगे आप लोग? How much you will say that? 10 crores means around
10 crores, 10 million,
100
10
million,
billion,
100 million,
100 million, yeah.
100 million. Yeah, I think more than 100, more than 100 million, I think. So we have targeted a bigger crowd now, that the at least 5% of the world population must learn Reiki. 5%, because normally it says that there are 750 crores of population. So at least 5% I can reach. This is what we have targeted, because what I believe, what you believe you can create. So now I came to know that the whole universe is ready to give me anything. Do I believe in my own beliefs? This is what actually I always ask myself. So therefore I believe in my goal and my all my dreams. So therefore universe is always there to help me and guide me. So this is what actually I'm doing with the Reiki Healing Foundation, that I want to reach Reiki every home, so that people become self-dependent and they can free from unnecessary medication, unnecessary surgeries, and they can rely more on nature and their self-healing power rather than outside agencies. This is what actually is my mission, basically.
That's wonderful. Dr. Sharma, you have written some books and some publications. Can you talk a little bit about your literature and some of the things that you've done in that work sphere?
Yes. See, basically, this was always during my hospital practice. This was my search, that what is my true human food actually? What food is designed for me? Because when I saw in the nature that there are so many millions of creatures, they are living without any defects in the eyes or ears or hair or body or skin or their heart. They are living healthy, and why we are becoming sick? So what is the problem with us? Then I realized that originally we are Fruitarians. We are coming from gorillas and all this gorilla and chimpanzee category. So we are basically originally Fruitarian. So how one has to recognize that if I put a meat before you in the plate, a raw meat, you will not water your mouth. And if I keep raw eggs before you, you will definitely not, you don't have any attraction. If I keep raw cereal grains before you, any cereals or grains or pulses, you don't have any attraction for raw cereals. But when the moment you see some fruits and nuts, you immediately water in your mouth and you feel that, yeah, it is made for me. So in my hospital, it was Fireless Kitchen. So I was totally, I started first time in India, a raw food movement in India. And now millions of people are following us because we ourselves are living since last 40 years on this raw food. Not 100%, but maximum raw food and little cooked food. So that let people should enjoy their inborn health. So after realizing that men are fruitarian, I came to know that by adopting non-vegetarian food and animal proteins and milk and grains, man has become sick after adopting these kinds of food. Because earlier, when he used to eat raw meat, then he might have not felt any disease. But after he started cooking, he started changing and all the chemistry of the food. Because of that, a lot of deficiencies and overstrain actually what's called damaged our body, and then we started becoming sick. Then non-veg, everybody knows that nowadays animal proteins are highly condemned by almost many doctors nowadays, and people are going more for veganism now. And moreover, the milk, I realized, because I was very much fond of milk, so I thought that I was sick since my childhood, and I never doubted milk actually. So I had a lot of sinuses, skin problems, and allergic rhinitis, so many different kinds of problems I suffered, but I never doubted on milk. So when I realized during my sickness that milk was the cause of my problem, the moment I took milk out from my diet, I immediately started recovering. Oh, then I came to know, oh my God, all this sickness and problem I was just suffering because I was drinking milk. So then I started researching on milk. And then in around 40 years back, I wrote a book, Milk, a Silent Killer. So that book was became so popular. Nowadays, it's available on Amazon also. And in India also, it has become popular. And it was the first book in India, because in India especially, nobody wants to condemn milk actually. And nobody wants to hear something bad about the milk. So it was a very, but when I argued in that book about the milk, everybody really appreciated and they took it very seriously, and people started changing. And I'm so glad now that after reading Milk, a Silent Killer, now a lot of people maximum people have now left the milk and they have shifted to nut milk now. So so milk is now one of the book which is very popular. Then another book I have written is Grain, the Cause of Human Diseases, because I realized that by consuming a lot of grains, he has to cook the grains. So if he would have consumed in the raw form, like green peas or some sprouted form, then he might have not gone under any problem. But the moment he started cooking, because of grain, he has to alter the chemistry of the grains, and then he has to add salt, he has to add sugar, he has to add fat and oils and so many things. So what happened? Because of that, salt and sugar and oil, they got entry into your body. So they created a lot of diseases inside the human. No, so you will be saying that all this blood pressure, joints pain, all the diabetes and all obesities, everything is more due to the grains in the human being. So therefore, grain is the cause of human disease, because see, grain itself is not so healthy food for the body. You know why? Because it makes your body stiff, because it's an earthy elemental food. So you feel a lot of heaviness, and it demands a lot of enzymes to digest it. So therefore, our fruits can supply everything whatever we need to our body. So we don't need to go to these grains. But since agriculture has become our lifestyle since last 10,000 years, and people wanted to preserve their food. This was the biggest problem, because food cannot be preserved for a longer time. So therefore, they prefer to go to agriculture and grains and pulses, so they can reserve and they can see. Survival was always the problem for human being rather than the health maintenance. So people did not care for health maintenance, rather they cared more for survival. So they started drinking milk, they started taking non-vegetarian food, they started taking all the different kinds of roots which is unedible, and they started eating everything whatever they want to survive, even all the kind of eggs and even fishes and whatever available on this earth. So but now we are not helpless now. Everything is available in abundance and plenty. So we can save the animals, we can save the we can prevent ourselves from the cruelty, and we can shift to all plant proteins so that they can at least have a good health. And it is not that cooking is so dangerous, but what I suggest, that cooking must be very, very less, and one must go more on natural and raw diet, so that he should not become sick. See, the same thing I realized and practiced in my life. Because of that, in my family, nobody is vaccinated, nobody is medicated, nobody ever becomes sick. Even in my 40 years of practice, even a itching cannot come to me without my permission, Even a cold cannot come to me without my permission. So because disease has become impossible for me. Why? Because I just live naturally and eat what my body demands and what my body needs. So this is what I'm just following. So these kinds of books. Then another books I have called Natural Diet, The Miracles of Natural Diet. So what is the benefit of raw diet? I have experienced in my 40 years of my practice that what a miracle I have seen by taking raw diet. You will be surprised to know that by keeping on raw diet, I feel so much energy every day in my body that say in India now it is almost going to 10, 13, 11 o'clock here. It's a night now here. But since morning by 5 o'clock, I get up, and even by 11 o'clock, you might be seeing that my energy and my voice, everything is powerful, and I'm still feeling very fresh and energetic. You know why? Because I eat these kinds of food which gives me a lot of energy, and moreover, I don't have any smell in my perspiration. I never feel any cold, even because in cold season my body is always hot, so that I need very, very less clothes to maintain myself. Then in the summer also, my body is so cool from inside that even summer does not affect me even. And then I had such a wonderful bowel movement within 10 seconds. We pass our bowel movement. I had a wonderful sleep, 6 to 7 hours. Just it looked like 5 minutes sleep only. It's such a deep sleep we sleep actually. So when you see that, what a benefit actually we have. And even in my whole 40 years of practice, I did not take a single day that I have some problem in my body. I can't work today. I had not experienced such a single day in my life. So this is what the power of raw natural diet, So every person must go to this natural God-gifted food. What I suggest, one must go more for the God-made food rather than the man-made food.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. One of the great things, Dr. Sharma, you do is make sure that you believe in the whole self, which is talking about our intuitive abilities. Then you talk about the things on fueling our body and simple exercises and movement. For a minute, let's turn back to going inward. What do you do with the non-believers and the people who feel like, oh, I've been dealt these cards, I don't know what to do. How do I change my life? How do you approach folks who just feel so self-defeated, and maybe life has thrown them a lot of curveballs? How do you approach that?
Arti, every person is not so wise to change immediately by our suggestions, because our habits and addictions are so strong, and
Yes.
our traditions also are so strong that we are strongly actually engaged ourselves in that one. So what is our job, to just make the aware them, and gradually they can shift to these kinds of food habits even. And so therefore I always suggest people that let disease teach you, because nobody listened to my voice, So only disease and the suffering can teach the man. So I will always tell them, see, if you want to wait for disease, then okay, let us wait and then let time teach you. But some people are so wise, they say, no, doctor Saab, we don't want to become sick again, so you please guide us what to do. So some people are so wise that they listen to us. Otherwise, maximum people, they think and they believe to some extent, but they don't change immediately. So our job is to just hammer them, just to guide them. And what I believe, until and unless you fulfill all your internal desires and dreams, you will never fed up. Because once you will realize that by accumulating all these wealth and name and fame and materialistic things and gathering so many things around us, still I'm feeling empty from within. Then once they realize this thing, then they will go for all these kinds of search, that who am I, why I'm here. Otherwise, since people are not tired of their misery or suffering, therefore they still attached to wealth and name and so many things around them, materialistic life actually, and it is not wrong. But what I say to them, just go and have everything, but ultimately realize that they are not going to give you happiness. Because once you buy a car, a BMW or Mercedes car, it may give you happiness for 5 days, 1 day, 1 month, 2 months, 6 months. Then later on, it is just a car lying in your your home. That's all, garage. So ultimately, happiness is come from within. So every person must know, and moreover, every person must know that all healing power is God has already gifted within him. So everything is lying within us actually. So nothing is to be searched out actually. See, all the best thing in the life has God has given already to you. Only you have to remove the hurdles. Just like see, love is already there inside your body. Only some of your thoughts which create a lot of hurdles to bring out your real love, because you create a lot of expectations and accounts and so many things in your mind. Because of the love always gets hidden. And then happiness is there, but you should avoid all the causes which are creating unhappiness, because happiness is already there. Since when you were a child, you were just in bliss and you were in happy mood only. But when you started growing, then only you created a lot of problems for yourself. And then health is already there. You must start becoming sick. That's all. So when you stop becoming sick, then the health always remains, and then you can mature yourself to your total maturity, and you can grow from this life. So what I suggest to everyone, that our job is to knock the door, that and just awaken what's called alarm them, that see, the sun has risen. But some people may be saying, no, I don't want to get up. Okay, let them sleep. Let the time come. Our job is to again go and again you just tap the door, again knock the door. Don't worry, because our job is like that. So, and you should not also create an ego that I am the changer of this world. I'm going to change this world. No, who am I? I just saw the sun. So and I saw the light. So now I will just go, and I'm so happy by seeing this light. Now my job is to tell the people, to anybody who is coming into my life, oh, come on, there is the light. See, there is the sun. This is what I will just spread them. So I'm just a friend to them, because since I have seen them, so there is nothing to build a ego that I am a game changer. I am transforming the people's life. No, they have all the seeds and everything within them. I'm just an igniter. I'm just knocking their door. That's all. If they want to awaken, they will definitely awaken. If they don't want to, don't awaken. If they don't want to awake, they will remain like this. So we don't have to bother about all these things.
That's great. So, Dr. Sharma, of course, this year of the coronavirus, what is your take now on the next? What do you see on how people can transform themselves and their health post, like now that we're entering a new era? What do you see happening?
Arti, how we will prevent ourselves from virus. See, our government and every people has to think over this. See, health grows from the soil. See, when after destructing our soil and damaging our soil, we have damaged our food in the first step. Okay, and after that, when the food comes into the market, then it becomes so much processed and refined. It go to so many refinement, everything. Okay, and the cooking and processing, these two things actually destroy further. Then adding preservatives and chemicals add another problem with that. Okay, so ultimately, and then other factors like so many, sometimes instead of helping your body, we consume a lot of medications to our body. So what happens? Sometimes disease is smaller, but sometimes due to medication, sometimes the disease become more complex actually. So outer chemicals, it may be through pollution, it may be through water, it may be through medication. So these all are creating a lot of problems inside the body. Then the environmental hazards around us, all these kinds of radiation, then our stress factors, then our mental factors, and then consuming lesser fruits and vegetables, good food, and having lesser exercises, and so all these kinds of things, maintaining all these things. See, if you go to a shopper's market, if you go to a what's called a grocery shop, what do you actually come down with in your basket? Normally, you have all the processed breads and biscuits and cookies and pastries. You have cold drinks with you. You have tinned, canned, packed foods. You have all the tea, coffee with you, and then you have all the jam and sauces and butters with you, and then lesser fruits and salads. Means 20-25%, I can say like that, and more. You have all these kinds of things. So in the whole day, what kind of things you are consuming to your body? So from where the immunity will come? See, viruses are living since we have taken birth on this earth. They are always they are with us. You cannot escape from them. Even when I am sitting here, around 8 lakh viruses are there around me. But they are searching for? No, they are searching for some petrol. They want some soil to grow. So see, viruses are not a foolish what's called any kind of entity which want to adjust. They are just searching and want to enter into the mankind. If they wanted to enter in so many years, they could have already entered. But why they have to enter this time only? Because we have reduced our because for certain viruses, certain chemistry is needed inside the body. A soil is needed to come and multiply there and attack to our body. So what I suggest, why to fight with all these viruses? It is useless to fight with them. You just take care of your immunity. Don't create soil within yourself by living rightly. See, body does not need 100% right food. I'm telling you, body does not need 100% right mind. Body says at least some wholesome food, not destructive or damaged or processed food. Body says some positive mind. If you don't have positive happiness, no problem. But don't take a lot of stresses and fears and depressions in your life. So because they reduces more to they reduces more problem for your body. So what I suggest that don't get feared by these viruses and corona especially, because they don't want to enter into your body. See, I am also living in this world. So why? So what I don't fear, why? Because why he will enter unnecessarily? He needs some soil to grow, and which I don't create. So therefore, bacteria and viruses are never cause of disease. They are the result of disease. But no problem. If we want to fight, we have to fight and we have to prevent ourselves. So it is better that a time has come to surrender yourself to natural forces like good exercises, good food, and good mind, and good environment, which corona has already taught the people that they have to return to nature again. Otherwise, immunity will not be easy for them.
Thank you. Dr. Sharma, thank you so much for being on today. We would love to have you on again soon, and you can contact him by calling. You can also contact me, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Have a wonderful one.
Okay. Thank you very much to all. Thank you very much.
The topics and opinions expressed on the following show are solely those of the host and their guests, and not those of W4CS Radio, its employees, or affiliates. W4CS makes no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening to the Cancer Support Network on W4CS.com.